That makes it tough for law enforcement and easier for illicit businesses to hide in plain sight.
These Chinese-run grow houses have become very common in your county.
This is the location of one of the illegal grows that OBN shut down maybe a month ago.
Close to 75% of Oklahoma's marijuana farms are owned by Chinese nationals. They're buying up more than 1 million acres in the heartland to grow black market weed.
Texas, this is serious. Right now, in March 2026, the Department of State Health Services has finalized sweeping amendments to 25 Texas Administrative Code Chapter 300. These rules, adopted through Executive Order GA-56, will wipe out legal THCA flower by March 31st. No legislative vote, no public debate, just a top-down rewrite that destroys thousands of Texas farms and businesses overnight. This is classic administrative overreach. HB 1325 created a lawful hemp marketplace. DSHS was never given authority to extinguish it. Yet the agency dismissed 1,421 public comments. The overwhelming majority from retailers, manufacturers, and citizens warning these changes exceed statutory limits and will crush small operators. DSHS ignored them and pushed forward anyway. Look at the timing. On March 3rd, Texas Democratic primary voters went to the ballot and 80% voted yes on legalizing cannabis for adults. One day later, DSHS advanced these restrictive rules. That is not a coincidence. Texas already has a fully regulated consumable hemp program. THCA flower is legal, licensed, tested, and grown right here by Texas farmers. It follows federal hemp law to the letter, yet certain interests are trying to shut it down anyway. They do not want competition. They want control. This threatens the livelihoods of thousands of hardworking Texas families who have built legitimate businesses around legal hemp farming and sales.
Rep. James Tallarico laid it out clearly on the Joe Rogan podcast. He said, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick held important bills hostage specifically to push through a hemp ban. Why? To protect big alcohol interests. Tallarico explained that beer companies see hemp products as competition and want them off the market. This is not about protecting Texans, it's about protecting monopolies. Rogan agreed the whole thing looks rigged from the inside. Houston radio host Michael Berry exposed an even deeper conflict. Dan Patrick's former chief of staff, Logan Spence, now works as a lobbyist for Texas Original Compassionate Cultivation, the largest operator in the state's low THC QP medical marijuana program. Public records and filings reported by the Houston Chronicle show Texas Original has paid Spence more than $417,000. This is the same company that stands to gain the most if legal THCA flower is banned, and patients are forced back into their expensive, regulated monopoly. And the money trail proves it. Dan Patrick also received $250,000 from the CEO of Texas's largest Anheuser-Busch beer distributor, plus another $25,000 from the Beer Alliance of Texas PAC. Beer distributors are pushing this ban because cheap hemp is stealing their customers. Now look at the DPS report from Weeds LLC. This document is their blueprint to take out legal hemp. They complain that the hemp market is taking patients away from the low THC cup program. They call legal hemp an open invitation for exploitation and say it's a high risk to their program. They completely ignore that Texas already regulates the consumable hemp program through licensing, testing, and strict rules. Their goal is clear: eliminate legal THCA flower so people are forced back into their system or the black market.
If they succeed in banning legal THCA flower, the black market will explode, just like what happened in Oklahoma. Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond recently warned of a direct line from if illegal cannabis grows straight to Chinese criminal networks in the CCP. His task force shut down thousands of operations. Major busts took down $1.5 billion Chinese crime rings involving straw owners, human trafficking, guns, and violence. Congressman Dan Newhouse, on the Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party, explained it on Fox Business. China is not our friend. They have a long-term strategy to dominate the world. One way to do that is to undermine and weaken their adversaries, which we are. That is what we're seeing. He said the Chinese are here for profit, but there is a deeper strategy. They subsidize fentanyl precursors that flood across our border, killing over 100,000 Americans a year. High THC marijuana today is far stronger than years ago and causes psychosis in young people. This is exactly the same pattern. Chinese triads and Sinaloa cartel members running illegal grows, using deadly pesticides and fungicides smuggled from China, chemicals so toxic they turn houses into Superfund sites. When you remove the legal regulated option, this is what fills the void. The new DSHS rules, $10,000 annual fees for manufacturers and $5,000 per retailer location, plus the THCA redefinition, are designed to break small Texas businesses and hand the market to the black market. Even worse, DPS crime labs have been using flawed GCMS testing that heats samples and converts legal THCA into Delta-9 THC, making perfectly legal hemp tested as illegal marijuana. Their own quality incident report in the Chouette case admit this scientific negligence. Proper HPLC testing, required for hemp under state law, would have shown compliance. This junk science has criminalized lawful products while DPS pushes the ban. Banning legal Texas-grown THCA flower won't stop demand. It will only make the product more dangerous, hand profits to criminal organizations tied to the Chinese Communist Party, and advance their strategy to weaken America from within. Governor Abbott, we are asking you directly, please issue an executive order to keep legal THCA flower protected in Texas. Protect our farms, our jobs, and keep dangerous criminal networks out of our state.
Texans, call Governor Abbott's office right now at 512-463-1782 and tell him to protect legal hemp. Message him on X at GregAbbott.tx. Email him at greg.abbott@gov.texas.gov. This is our livelihood. This is about keeping Texas safe. Share this video and make your voice heard today.